Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, which means I love working for the fans. If you ever have questions about this Carolina Panthers team, please send them at me. So, a little bit of a late video tonight, but nevertheless, going to get you daily videos. Today was minicamp day 2 for the Carolina Panthers, and I'll follow the same format in which I followed yesterday and have been following most of this OTAs and minicamp, which is to talk about first players who did not practice or had on the green jerseys. So excuse the little nasal congestion you might hear. All is well. Just, kids get sick and they can make dads a little bit sick. What's up, KPM? Appreciate you tuning in. So again, got the list of players who had vet days, meaning they could have practiced, but coach kind of gave them a day off. Shaq Thompson, hey, it's not a day off because they're coaching, and they are being pretty active in helping coach the younger guys with their positions. But here's a list that, with what I was able to see today, the players who had those vet days would have been Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn, also would have been Jeremy Chin, Ian Thomas, and then Shaq Thompson. So again, that's just the guys that I could see. If you heard about any additional guys, let me know. But that's what I documented from my site today. What's up, Ali? Yes, I am up late. I decided that I'd rather be up late than to skip a day of reporting to you all. So better late than never. Here we go, right? Green jerseys. Green jerseys are, again, the guys who wore green jerseys, meaning they could be out on the practice field, but just don't please touch them. Extra cautious to say don't touch these guys. It was C.J. Henderson had on a green jersey. Dante Freeman, which he's had on one most of OTAs, a lot. And then number 88, Marquise Haynes, he also had on a green jersey. So let's go ahead and get into my observations of minicamp day 2. Again, I don't know if it's just Carolina Panthers, but we just do not have the best line of sight during minicamp. But I'll report to you what I can and what I see. KPM, I'm going to definitely get to your question. I appreciate your question coming in here. So someone asked me about Bozeman being at practice. He was there today. Don't think he was there yesterday, but Bozeman was at practice again. It was at practice today. I was also asked about Shi Smith, and I said, I don't know if I looked closely on Tuesday to see if Shi Smith was around, but I did look closely today. Shi Smith was around. And overall, it's hard to see the receivers a lot because they're far away from the field, but I still don't feel like Shi is getting too much love right now. But he was there in practice today. Robby Anderson was in practice today, not dressed, but he did do just like he did yesterday, working out on the side alone. Coach Rule talked about him, which I'm going to get into a little bit more here in a second, as well as I'm going to get into Robby Anderson addressing the media and my thoughts on it. But let's see, quarterbacks. That's really the best thing that I could see each day that I'm going to bring to you with Sam Darnold, P.J. Walker, Matt Corral, and is it Cheeks? I hadn't looked at it, but number 4. So they did some 7-on-7, which is no down lineman to get in your face and put any heat on. He's just the quarterback and the receivers, for the most part, going against cornerbacks and safeties. Sam Darnold went first during the 7-on-7. And there were a few times today that the defense played so well, that I would say Darnold had some covered sacks. I know that here did happen once on 7-on-7. And then also have a note here about Matt Corral was having a chance running 7-on-7 as well. He had a bad snap, and then after that bad snap, he overthrew the ball. And the reason I made sure to put a note of that is because that's kind of like those little things that you say he's a rookie and you want to see him get used to. It's like, hey, after a bad snap, you still want to see yourself stay composed. You still want to take your time, go through all your reads. Don't just try to rush through something. So I saw that happen today. And if your person says, hey, let's just get Matt out there, see what he can do, forget Sam, you don't want that yet. You really want Matt Corral, I'm sorry, yeah, Matt Corral to get a chance to learn this system. Again, apologize for the voice. You want to give Matt a chance to learn this system, get hit a few times, and see that he can make something of it. If you don't see that, then you're going to get something far worse than what Sam Darnold did last year. You know, you still may can get Sam having a little bit more peace, more, I don't want to say peace, but just, I guess, get too far away from the point is Matt Corral doesn't need to be out there yet. He still needs to get himself together and go through situations where, like, the ball is snapped too high, snapped too low, and you need to spike the ball, things like that. Furthermore, they went, let's see, for the 7-on-7 part, and this is just of the times that I observed, meaning I like to say that because he might have had more snaps than I'm able to see, because sometimes after the play, then I'm taking my notes. But I calculated 3 out of 5 for for Sam Darnold that he had today during 7-on-7. Also had some great defense. Let me see what number guy this is. Number 24. Didn't write down the name. That helped make Sam Darnold had that 3 of 5. And then we had P.J. Walker came in, had 2 completions during his time, and then Cheeks came in and he had only one throw and 1 completion. Is how that broke down with all the quarterbacks out there today. 11-on-11. Sam Darnold was the one who started it out yet again. And on this one, during the 11-on-11, I had Sam being 2 out of 3 for his passes and completions. And then I had one of those being, again, another coverage sack for Sam. Don't have in here on my notes that Matt had a chance out there on 11-on-11. I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like I just stopped taking my notes. And then how did practice end? Let me tell you this. It was like blazing hot out there. You know, I'll be taking pictures while I'm out there watching the game, watching practice. And today I went to put the camera up to my face to take a picture, and it was so hot I had to hold it away. I'm curious how much weight players are losing because it's. I heard one player losing about 4 pounds in a practice the other day. So Coach gave the team an opportunity to end practice early today. So what did he do? He wanted to try to simulate the heart rate and some things going for Zane. So he had the special team guys run about 50 yards down the field. They circled back to the sidelines, came back up, and lined up for a 56-yard field goal. If Zane makes it, practice is over. If Zane misses it, all right, we got a little bit more practice. Even though I feel like they may have given him a second chance because it was so freaking hot out there today. But Zane made it, and the players cheered, and they ran off the field pretty quick. And us media people had to run inside pretty quick because we're like, uh-oh, practice is ending early. We got to get inside to meet the coaches and players for the interviews that we have a chance to have after practice. So those were my observations from today. 2 people that I want to bring your attention to that got a chance to speak with the media today would have been Robby Anderson and would have been Coach Matt Rule. Just trying to quickly get to my note here about it. All right, but I know first up was Robby Anderson. And quickly went to the question about his tweet that we all saw. What was Robby's tweet? I mean, Robby's had a few tweets. But first, we're going to talk about the I'm thinking about retiring tweet. Here's what Robby had to say.
I was just, thinking out loud, but, just thinking out loud. But I wasn't, like, really that serious for real. I was just kind of like, dang, just thinking about a few things, nothing too serious, though. I mean, different things, personal things, I
So that was Robby explaining his tweet about thinking of retirement, saying he was just thinking out loud. Thinking out loud, picks up his phone, tweets it, and then when pressed furthermore about, well, hey, what was going through your mind? He's like, it's personal stuff. It's personal stuff. All right. And I invite you to leave your comments if you're watching about what you think of Robby's explanation. But I feel like there's some frustration there. Again, I'm going to make sure that you guys know when I have sources and when I'm just talking about my feelings. This is not a sources kind of deal. I feel like Robby's has been that happy. And so he tweeted that. So I feel like today was just an easy way for him to walk that back a little bit, saying that, hey, I was just doing what's on my mind, personal stuff. Well, I don't want to say what that personal stuff is. And he also tweeted during the offseason about Baker Mayfield. And KPM, I got your question, so I'm going to talk about that. The Baker Mayfield tweet was basically saying he doesn't want him here. He doesn't like him. I forget the exact quote of it, but it wasn't positive about Baker Mayfield coming to Carolina. He said today, again, this was on his mind and was more about Robby standing up for his quarterback than anything else. So I guess he had an old Terrell Owens moment where he wanted to, that's my quarterback, man. But, it is what it is. Coach Rule was up today to talk with the media, and he said, I'm not going to talk about Robby Anderson's tweet. I'm not. I've never seen him just kind of say something that forward before he could really get into a lot of questions. So to me, and I said it yesterday, I said it again today, I personally don't feel like Robby Anderson's is in the best light right now for Coach Rule. And I feel like Coach Rule might be a little frustrated with what Robby's doing. That's my 2 cents. Thanks. Robby will have a lot of success this year with the new offensive coordinator, new scheme. They're looking at making sure that they have the ability to move Robby around a lot to get him in position to succeed and to overcome the different things that defenses may throw at them. But I'm going to tell you my 2 cents about that as well. The problem last year was not getting Robby Anderson in position to catch a ball. The problem last year was Robby Anderson having drop pass, drop pass, drop pass. That was the bigger issue with Robby Anderson last year. So we'll see how this all plays out. We have one more minicamp, which is tomorrow, before the guys have the long break, before reporting in July to Spartanburg for training camp. I will be there. We'll certainly be giving you a lot more meat as the first couple of days are not in pads, then they go into pads, and you can really start to tell who can play and who may be on the bubble of not making this team. So like, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Likes help other Carolina Panthers fans find out about this channel. Helps me continue to get players on the show. So please consider doing that if you have not already done so. Here you go. Let me go ahead and get to this. KPM, sorry for making you wait so long. How credible is the Baker Mayfield chatter? Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I would think they would want Mayfield here to learn the system. So KPM, I'm not sure if you're asking how credible as in how likely, or how credible as in have the Panthers indeed been talking to Cleveland for this to happen. So I'm going to touch on both of those. 100% credible. Carolina Panthers talks with Cleveland Browns for Baker Mayfield. Now I got the hiccups. Oh my goodness, it's live TV, so I can't take it away. But KPM, in terms of how likely is a deal to happen with Baker Mayfield? Man, I got to get some sources on it to go a little deeper. But right now, I feel like it's just a bunch of window shopping. That's what I feel like it's like. For example, I really want a Tesla. I am dying to have a Tesla. I drove one. I had one for about a week a couple years ago, and I loved it. You would hear me talk about a Tesla all the time, especially if I see one or somebody I kind of feel like I know, like, oh, I had a Tesla. But I am nowhere near closer today to getting that Tesla than I was 2 years ago to getting that Tesla. So that's all that I feel like is happening with the Carolina Panthers, with Baker Mayfield. Something has to change on some end to make these two come to being more of a likely thing to happen. But right now I feel like, hey, we need him for cheap. Hey, he won't come for cheap. All right, we'll check back with you. Hey, we still, that's what I feel is going on. Appreciate the question, KPM. I will certainly continue to bring you information about this Carolina Panthers team as it becomes available. I want to appreciate everybody for coming on late night tonight with me to talk Carolina Panthers. And there's so many good things in the future for Charlotte Vibe covering the Carolina Panthers. I'm extremely excited. I don't know what the product on the field is going to look like, but you guys will have some great content coming to you soon. All right. Thanks again. A Tesla will be my next. Okay. A Tesla will be your next vehicle. Now, I tell you this, I lost so much money in the market on Tesla way back when. I feel like I should be able to have a Tesla. Donate a Tesla to me, Elon. But hey, Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe. You guys take care until tomorrow.